Will the market crash? I'm Tim Diesel, I'm a commercial real estate consultant, and today I want to answer a question that I've received multiple times. Will the market crash? Yes, and I think I've explained this a little bit, but when I see an influx of questions come in, I'm obligated to reach back out to you guys and give you a little more of a breakdown. So let me try to explain this for you a little bit. And many investors, many people know this actually, and they should. Look, you're going to hear people say two things. You're going to hear people say, oh, it's not going to crash another 5 or 10 years. We're going to ride the housing bubble, whatever the case is. And then you're going to hear somebody say, yes, it's going to crash. It's going down. It's going to be a total whatever. Listen, I've already said, whatever you're trying to do in your investing career, there's always an advantage. There's always an angle. There's always people making money. Even when it does crash, it doesn't mean we're all poor. No, somebody has money and you don't, or you have money and they don't. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. That's the bigger picture. Now, let's drill down into this a little bit. So it's all about money. This is all about the money supply. Any way you look at this, if we all had a bunch of cash and we were buying buildings, sooner or later we would run out of cash. Then those buildings would be worth a little bit less because we'd only have so much cash to pay for them. Rates and money are what's driving the market, right? Because that's what keeps the cap rates pretty much where they are right now. And many of you will send me emails and they'll read something along the lines of, hey, I've got a deal, it's 5 or 6%. Guys, that's what the market is in some of your areas. I mean, I don't know what it is in Boston, but I can't imagine it's high. Yeah, somewhere out in Oklahoma, you can probably get 8 or 9%. It just depends on risk, right? It depends on what you're doing, how you're doing it. Now, you're going to hear other gurus, and God bless them, I'm not saying anything bad about them at all. They'll say, buy a house because you can get cheap money on the house and hang on to it and let it drive. And the bottom line is everyone's going to try to get you out of your cash. That's what the conversation is all about. Don't keep your money in the bank. You're going to lose it all to inflation. I'm on a different school of thought. I don't think you should leave all your money in the bank, but you should definitely have some cash. You should have access to cash. So I like credit lines. So if you guys have credit lines, that's actually a really, really good way to do it. Use it when you want to, when you can. But at the same time, you really should listen to the narrative and what's going on. Everyone's trying to get you into assets. Everyone's trying to get you into assets. Everyone's trying to get you away from cash, liquid. And that's kind of scary if you really think about it, because if you have no cash, you really can't do very much in a lot of situations. Now, there's a lot of deals that I have done without any money at all, just because I've partnered with people and they know my track record. It's a little easy for me to pull a deal together. But let's just say you're new. It's very, very difficult for you to put a deal together, even a small deal, if you don't have any money at all, if you're not contributing to anything, and you don't have a track record of making deals happen. So whether the market crashes or not is not really the question. It's, can you still do business when the market crashes? So if the market crashes, it doesn't mean you're not going to be crazy enough to sell tomorrow. Why on earth would you do that? Why wouldn't you just keep your property that's cash flowing and keep it a little longer? And remember, it's not like the stock market. This isn't all going to drop the next day. Yeah, you're going to get better deals, and everybody says, I can't wait for it to crash because I'm going to buy everything up. Well, who's lending at this point? Obviously, banks are getting hurt. Why on earth would they give you another loan without being, or a loan to someone else, let's say, if they don't protect themselves a little bit more? Now, if you have cash, you have ways to negotiate, maybe a short sale, maybe a foreclosed property, whatever the case is. So, biggest thing I want you to take away from this is don't worry about what's crashing, what's going to happen, what's not. Keep your eye on the money supply. Once that goes away, once banks aren't lending, that's when I would get a little scared. The 10-year bond is rising all the time, but if you can still get loans, if you can still make a deal work and make that arbitrage, that little money in the middle there, you're still going to be okay. And there's going to be opportunities all the time. And keep in mind, a lot of the gurus that you hear, they just made all their money on the last cycle. I mean, it wasn't rocket science. You know, they saw an opportunity, the market was down, they were able to put some money together, and they bought it, and they bought some of these units for, $20,000 a door. If it was a commercial property, they bought it way less than that, maybe $50 a square foot. And all they did is just hold on to it. That's where the real money is made. It's not from cash flow, it's from appreciation. We talked about this before. So there's still going to be those opportunities. You just got to make sure you position yourself, get yourself in the right position, and you're not depleting all of your cash. So really just be prepared for any situation. It may crash tomorrow. Who knows, right? It may not crash. It doesn't matter. As long as you're making deals happen and you're okay either way and you protected yourself, it doesn't really matter. So stop with listening, because everybody's going to say it's going to crash, and sooner or later they're going to say, yeah, I told you it was going to crash. Well, yeah, you said that 5 years ago. But it doesn't really matter. Just keep focusing on your deals. If you guys have any more questions, definitely let me know. I'll do what I can to help you. Thank you.